had a good swallow with this now, sir.
Oh, lay off that stuff, Muggeridge, will you? It'll burn the teeth out of
Can't with you. This here will raise the dead.
What ship is this?
A luxury yacht, mister. A millionaire's plaything.
I don't believe him, sir. This ship is called the Ghost, and she's well named.
Ain't a sailor yourself, are you?
No. Ferry collided with a steamer in the bay. I clung to the wreckage. I must have been swept out to sea.
Oh, blasted city bloke. Come on. The skipper will be pleased to meet you.
He must put back to San Francisco at once.
Now, look, you better lay off that kind of talk to get to know him better. We're outbound for Japan, seal hunting. And Wolf Larsen ain't likely to turn back. Now's him again.
What's wrong with him?
He's dead. Gentlemen, canvas, wait it, get him over the side. Who are you?
He's the bloke we fished out, Captain. A rich gent he is.
Get back to your galley, Muggeridge. Who are you?
My name is James Van Weyden. I want to thank you for picking me up, and now I must ask you to return me to San Francisco. You'll be well paid, of course.
A gentleman.
I hope so. There are various connotations to the word.
You've got money.
That hardly qualifies one for the word gentleman.
Did you ever work an hour in your life?
I'm a literary critic.
Work, I said, to live. Now, your kind of's on dead man's toil. Your own father's or his father's?
That's neither here nor there.
I'm interested in your kind. I've heard about the San Francisco Van Weydens.
Then I must insist that you return me to San Francisco at once.
Look around you, Mr. Van Weyden. Right over there. Those men are hunters. This ship takes them where they can kill seals, when they're not killing each other. Look at him. He was my first mate, until drink made him dangerous. My fist on the back of his neck put an end to that.
That's the concern of the authorities.
And now you know where you are, Mr. Gentleman. Johnson!
Johnson's the name, sir.
Johnson, I said. Take over the crew. You're now the bosun.
Aye, sir.
Matthews!
Aye, sir.
Pick up the mate's hat. Wear it. Muggeridge.
Aye, sir.
That galley swab of yours, what's his name?
George Leach, sir.
Leach, you're out of the galley. You're now a boat puller.
I signed on as cabin boy, sir. I'm no boat puller.
You're a boat puller now.
And him the only galley swab I ever had.
I've got a new swab for you, Muggeridge. Van Weyden's the name. He comes from a long line of Van Weydens. None of them ever worked in a ship's galley before, or anywhere else. And now you know what you are.
Wait, I'll pay $1,000. $5,000.
Come on, matey. I run a Ridley Yacht Club in my galley. Finest caviar, 3 times a day.
Couldn't he have a bit of a burial service, sir?
Certainly, I'll give him one line of it. And the body shall be cast into the sea. Cast it in.
Dry. You can put it back on later. I said later. Got work to do.
Oh, look here, Muggeridge.
Mr. Muggeridge, Mr. to you. Miss Galley, I'm the boss. You work till I let you go. Now get that pot of water on the stove. You clumsy slop.
I'm not used to this.
What else?
Mr. Muggeridge.
Come on. I'll show you where you bunk. At 8 bells, that's 4 a.m. in your lingo. I want you back in this galley. Here's a nice guest to bunk with you, gentlemen. Mr. Van Weyden, sir, you'll find your silk pajamas in the top drawer of the bureau.
Topsail and jibs.
Aye, sir.
Stand by to get a topsail and a jib.
I'm dog-tired most of the time.
Oh, the work's nothing. You can get used to that.
You mean there's something harder to get used to?
Sure is. You're lucky he ain't killed you already.
Who, the cook?
Wolf Larsen.
Is he a bad man?
Second side, all twisted up in the guts. He hates himself, I think. Now, look, killing's nothing to Wolf Larsen. Take my advice and keep out of his way as much as possible. Especially when he's got those headaches.
Hey, you. Get his swab. Toss him as he's overside, then get below.
Now, lay off him, Mugridge. He's only trying to get a little fresh air.
So you're giving the orders now, Mr. Johnson. I run my galley my way. To get swabbed does what I tell him.
Now, look, if you was on shore, he wouldn't let you clean his boots, you scum.
Oh, Mr. Johnson, it ain't that just the point. But we're not on shore, and in my galley, he's the scum. Watch me hurry him up.
Matthews! Grab that man!
For that, Mugridge, I'll kill you.
One of these days, I'll have to take you down a peg or two, my lad. You, get back to the galley. Johnson, tend his arm.
The name's Johnson, sir.
You get through there, wash up, and clean up myself. Read it aloud. I've read poetry most of my life. I never heard a voice say it.
And the elements rage, the fiend voices that rave, shall dwindle, shall blend, shall change, shall become first a piece out of pain, then a light, then thy breast, O thou soul of my soul, I shall clasp thee again, and with God be the rest.
You make that nonsense sound almost sensible.
Nonsense, Browning?
What does a poet know about life? Wait. You're an intellectual. Stay and talk. You believe what these poets write about? Love, immortality of the soul?
Well, naturally. Evidently, you read a lot. You must think about the meaning of things.
About life? It's a yeast, a ferment, one particle living on another. Life eats life. The lucky particle eats more, lives longer. Study this ship and the men on it. You see what I mean?
But even these men have dreams and human hopes.
All they ever dream about is food, cheating women.
No, you're wrong. Man is more complete than that.
Grub and women. Why don't they come aboard this ship, the ones I did in Shanghai? They know the kind of hell Wolf Larsen dishes up. They know the reputation of the Ghost. They came because they know I kill more seals than any other ship afloat. I give them more money for their appetites.
So you despise all humanity?
Why not? Take you, for example. Rich, pampered, soft. Now you're in a new ferment, afraid of being eaten.
Well, then why keep me here? I offered you $5,000.
I could bargain with you for the last dollar of the Van Weyden fortune right now, but I won't.
Why? What good am I on this ship?
Maybe I want to see the inside workings of your kind of man. Best chance I've ever had.
So, living in constant danger, I'm afraid. That's not very hard to figure out.
Afraid? With a cook's knife? You're the most miserable bit of ferment of them all. Stick a blade in him or let him devour you.
Sir, I want to report to you that Mugridge robbed me of a valuable ring and considerable cash.
That's his privilege. How much cash?
$185.
Well, if he didn't interfere with your bookkeeping. Now get out. Get back to your galley and your slops. Get.
Better now, huh? Well, my muscles have quit aching, and I seem to get by on 6 hours sleep. You're a decent sort. How did you happen to ship out on a vessel like the Ghost?
Wolf kills seals. Money I get from this voyage? The home to Liverpool. First time in 20 years.
I'm getting to know him better.
Yes, you talked to him a lot. Alone.
He's full of hate. And I suspect a big fear.
Maybe. But these calm days make Wolf Larsen stark raving mad. It's all right, eh, Johnson? In this boat, you're naked, without a fighting knife. Hide it in your belt, under your shirt.
No. In a fast ship, a running sea, or when the hunters are killing seals, Wolf Larsen don't seem too dangerous. But in a dead calm,
In the last cruise, in weather like this, before we hit the trade winds, he killed my brother.
killed your brother.
He was bright, like you. Killed him like a fly. Crushed him. Insubordination, he wrote in the ship's log.
And yet you sail with him?
I want to see the way Wolf Larsen dies. Maybe the hunters will rip him apart. They're killers. They hate him. Maybe someone.
orders.
Yes, sir.
That man there, Leach.
Yes, sir.
Send him aloft. Clear the sheet blocks.
You made me a boat puller, sir.
He's had no experience aloft, sir. First time at sea, even. He's got a fear of high places.
Send him up. If he refuses, bring him to my cabin.
All right, let's go.
I don't want to go up there. Don't stand me up. Keep going.
Now, look at him. And he told me he was afraid to climb a tree when he was a kiddie.
Got your knife?
Why, what do you mean?
The wolf is having his fun. The doldrums have got him.
Keep going, huh?
Look here, Larsen. You made Leach my boat puller. I ain't gonna hunt seals short-handed.
For a seal hunter, you're mighty considerate, Henderson. Let's hope for the best.
Keep going, up! Out the halyard!
Matthews, keep after him.
Get out to the end of the gap! There's a buckfowl! Clear it! All the way out to the end of the gap! Move!
A shame.
Yeah. But remember, Johnson, no business of yours.
Johnson!
Johnson's the name, sir.
Johnson, get down from that rigging.
The boy's frozen to that spar from fear.
If you ever want to see Liverpool again, leave him until he thaws out. Now get back to work, all of you.
All right, back to work! Wicked tough, do you? Rusty gentleman. Let's see if you got blue blood or not. It's mutiny. Mutiny in my own galley. If you ever lay a hand on me, I'll rip along out of you. Promise me he means it. Captain Spud, you Gary's folk. Wait till the captain hears of this.
Come in. Mugridge tells me young Leach got down safe last night.
No thanks to you, he's even alive.
Thanks go to Janssen the way I had it.
Captain Larsen, sir.
Yeah.
I wanted to tell you while he's here to listen.
Get out of here, Mugridge. You smell like Hong Kong.
He made a dive with a knife at me, he did.
Good, now get out. Swab yourself off with soap and water. You stink. What you need is a tow over the side.
He's packing a fighting knife, he is.
Johnson's off watch now, sir.
You brought Leach down from the rigging.
Mugridge tells you plenty, don't
You know what happens when men disobey orders on a ship of mine?
he? I know you've got it in for me, and I know you don't like me. You're...
Go on, don't be afraid of my
I'm not afraid. You don't like me because I'm too much of a man.
Go on, finish it.
Sir,
So you think you're too much of a man for ship's discipline, if you know what I mean.
I know what you mean, all right. Sir.
Interesting bit of ferments. Thinks in terms of righteousness and honesty. What do you think of him, Van Weyden? Stay and watch it. Learn that a healthy dog is better than a broken lion. Take him topside, douse him with a bucket of water, and back to work he goes.
Who's next for killing? Me? Come on, I ain't afraid. Kill me! Kill me! Kill me!
Such a way to talk to the captain.
Go! Stop that! How about there's been enough trouble already? Come in, Van Weyden. The glass is falling. There's a chance of wind. We'll be near the tradesmen soon. Oh, your property. Mugridge coughed it up.
Thank you, sir.
Money important to you, Van Weyden?
No, it's a question of ethics.
Ethics. You and I are the only two men on board who understand the word.
At any rate, I thank you for the ring. It was a gift.
And the girl whose picture's in that wallet?
Yes, an acquaintance since childhood.
Blonde and as cold as the liver of a cod.
These are very personal matters, sir.
More ethics. But you're toughening up, Van Weyden. I saved you the trouble of putting a knife in Mugridge to get your property back.
Oh, I'd never have done that, sir.
No, you couldn't kill. You've always lived in total ignorance of the dumb brute in every man.
Brutality of the intellect. Sarcasm, I've had my share of that.
God, what a world. Brains, no life, no guts anywhere.
How about you? You have brawn, strength, but you've obviously developed a mind almost to equal it.
I've worked out a labor-saving device for mariners. No more involved calculations. All you need on a dirty night is one star to know instantly where you are. You place this transparent scale on the star map, we're orbit around the North Pole. I've worked out circles of altitude, bearing lines.
You had to know advanced mathematics to do that.
I never went to school a day in my life.
Must have had an education somewhere.
Yeah, from 8 years old. I was hammered and beaten and brutalized on ships along every foot of the Norwegian coast. The 12 in the British Merchant Marine, taking many a kick in the guts. There were skippers, vicious, black-hearted dogs I would have killed when I grew up. But I was sailing the world by then. One I met in the South Seas. I left him a cripple, crawling on a beach. Mathematics, science, literature, I picked them all up by myself, Van Weyden. Now you know more about me than any living man.
Well, if it's a confidence, sir, I'll respect it.
Of course you will. You live by your brains and your ethics. And you're the only man on board I can trust.
Have you ever had medical advice on these headaches you get?
A drunken ship surgeon doctored me without an anesthetic after my skull had been cracked by a capstan bar. I was blind for weeks. And I killed the man who struck the blow.
It's tragic to see a man with your mind live out his life in, well, in...
Don't spare me the word, Van Weyden.
in brutishness.
My greatest mistake was ever opening a book. I should have left life alone, remained an animal without mind. Van Weyden, I'm taking you out of the galley, promoting you to the crew.
Thank you, sir. I don't know much about ships.
You'll learn.
Ship on a running sea and a wind that follows fast.
I've got to kill him. Lewis will see how he dies.
He's a strange man. A sick man.
On your relief.
Nor-northwest.
Nor-northwest.
Going on up forward.
Tonight I'm seeing nothing.
Wind's slacked, but it'll pick up again by daylight. We'll be killing seals soon.
I hope.
I know. I've studied the beast until sometimes I think like one. We'll be in weather. Typhoon weather at this season.
And it always storm when we strike seals on this run?
That's why I've killed more seals than any other skipper afloat. I fight the weather to find the seals, Matthews.
I lose many a boatload of hunters.
Killers. Human scum. What loss are they? It couldn't have been you, gentlemen.
What do you mean? What happened?
I went over the bow with a crack on the head. That log line saved me. Matthews went past me astern like a dead mackerel.
Who did it?
I can guess a name or two. All I need is some proof. Who's at the wheel?
Lewis?
That eliminates him. One of the folks will... I don't know how many men jump the mate and me, but they'll be pretending to be asleep. Whiskey on that, too. Well, those scorpions got his teeth into me. Man's bite is worse than a cobra's for poison. You know that? The rest are just bruises. You make a good doctor, Van. You better keep studying up on that doctoring business. There'll be more to do. Bones to set, most likely. What's the matter? You seasick?
I'm sick of this ship and everything on it.
It'll make a man out of you. Well, the mate's floating miles in our wake by now. The sharks haven't found him. You'll take his place, entitled to be called Mr. Van Weyden, fore and aft.
I'm no sailor.
I can't afford to lose any more men till we get our full load of seals. After that, they can devour each other if they care to. You're the only one who hasn't the stomach to stick a knife in me, so you're the mate's.
And if I refuse?
Lucky you have an arm left. Now take over Matthew's cabin for yourself, Mr. Van Weyden. Where is it?
Van Weyden, sir. Pain still with you, sir?
Never quite like this. How long has it been?
This is the 5th day. You need good medical attention ashore for weeks or maybe even months.
I can't change my life now. I'll have to ride it down to whatever slime lies at the bottom of the sea. Pour me some whiskey. What's the weather say?
Getting lower ever since yesterday morning.
Yeah. I felt it in the bones of the ship. What's the fix? Good. Good, we're getting near sealing waters. Keep the lookout glued aloft no matter the weather.
Yes, sir.
You've been running a smooth ship, Van Weyden.
With the help of Johnson, sir, a very capable seaman.
Johnson and Leach. Those men know I'm going to kill them before this cruise is over.
Why don't you lay off him, sir? The whole crew's quiet now.
Quiet before a typhoon. You don't know these animals. The blindness is going. I'll be on deck tomorrow. Crowd on sail and run for the weather, Van Weyden. Leave the blasted crew to me.
Yes, sir.
Send Mugridge in here with some grub. Tell him to get rid of that stinking jacket he wears, or I'll keelhaul him the first hour I'm on deck. See how the killing's done. That's Henderson's boat out there. The others are strung out beyond the horizon. Henderson's an artist. Get them below.
51 prime skins, sir.
Well, it was a lucky break. Larsen's luck. At the rate we're going, we'll have a fortune in skins aboard before we know it.
This weather will last?
Seal herd's leading us into storm. They'll try to lose us that way. There's another chance for you to ponder about life, Mr. Van Weyden. How does a dumb seal know enough to head for bad weather when he's being hunted?
Natural instinct.
And it's man's instinct to kill, so I'm going to keep him at it. Get the ship underway, mister.
Where's the captain, Mr. Van Weyden?
He's below, reading, studying, I think.
Then he's good for the night? Will you give him the course, sir? Closest to land?
Johnson and Leach?
Yes, sir. You're forearm, ain't you, sir? It's certain death for them aboard, sir.
Yokohama. We're almost in the ship lanes now. Tell them to steer west-southwest. Have a good chance of being picked up by a freighter or a liner. 2 days ought to show them land.
I knew you was for them, sir.
Time for less senseless brutality on this ship.
Thank you, sir.
Salt pork and lard cat. Look alive, you dog. Keep a man up there. Look out.
Mr. Van Weyden. Johnson and Leach took a boat and stores. They went overside sometime during the night. Whose watch was it?
His. I served him coffee at 8 bells.
Get back to your galley. Mr. Van Weyden, we're going to quit hunting seals and hunt 2 men.
I'll be praying to God that some ship picks them up before you do.
You can pray for their immortal souls if that's what you believe is inside them, Mr. Van Weyden. I'll run a circle from here to Yokohama. I'll find them.
Look out. Use the glasses up there. Keep your eyes peeled for a boat.
Like we'll be skinning men instead of seals.
Mr. Van Weyden. When I get through with Johnson and Leach...
First, you have to find them. With luck, some ship has picked them up.
I said when I get through with them, then there'll be more trouble from the crew and that pack of hunters. I advise you to study up on your doctoring. The forecastle's likely to look like a hospital ward.
Whoa!
Where are we?
What did? Don't pull down on the skyline.
Out to port. It's hours since daylight and we found them.
Don't stay ahead, sir.
Come on forward. I want you to see this.
Rip them apart, sir.
Go into my cabin for a gun.
You be, sir? He's got a right to kill you then.
I'll get the gun.
On the boat, sir! Look again! In your eyes, you half-blind swab! There it is, sir, and it ain't our boat!
What do you make of them, sir?
The devil's wrecked in a storm, most likely.
Better that they went to the bottom than to come aboard Wolf Larsen's ship.
Mr. Van Weyden, run this ship, will you, mister? Put your helm down, mister. Flatten the main! Hard jib seats to windward. Make fast forward.
for saving.
Get up below, Mr. Van Wayden. Your own cabin. You're the doctor. Hot coffee, food, and dry mouth, Mugridge. Aye, aye, sir. Ease the main and forecastles. Ease the jib sheets. Look out! We're still looking for a boat. Our own boat.
There, you're dry and warm and safe.
You're a doctor?
An amateur one. Here, drink this.
Please don't go through a lot of trouble for me.
That's no trouble. What boat was it?
The city of Tokyo, San Francisco to Yokohama. I don't know how many got away. Waves were awful. It was 2 days ago, I think. Your captain will put us into Yokohama, won't he?
If you were on any other ship but this, you'd be in Yokohama tomorrow.
But I thought everybody did everything they could to help shipwrecked people.
I only want to warn you to expect the worst. The captain of this ship is a strange man.
Well, it's nice to know the truth, but I'm too tired to worry or tweet.
All right, you get some rest. There's a bolt for your door. I'll get your clothing dry.
Mr. Van Wayden. Mugridge tells me the 3 men are a 3rd engineer and 2 whirlers. We'll make sailors out of them.
We could put into Yokohama, sir. That was their destination.
Not clear yet, sir. A pulling boat, though.
Could be more from the wreck. If so, we can use them.
This is a question of human rights, sir. Also the woman.
It's a long time since you've seen a woman, isn't it? Now, have you ever seen a real one?
No.
The women you knew pampered you, made you soft. The sea made a man out of you, almost. I put muscles on you.
It's a sealing dory, sir. 2 men.
How does it bear?
Head on. Steady as she goes.
Mr. Van Wayden, keep every man on deck. Leave the sails alone. We're crowding every stitch.
What are you going to do with him?
I won't lay a hand on him.
What kind of a ship is this?
A hell ship, sailor. The devil himself at the helm.
I told you I wouldn't lay a hand on Johnson and Leach.
You murdered them.
Discipline and object lessons for every man on board, especially those 3 new men.
No chance of hailing a ship and putting them off?
Not the ghost of a chance. We're short-handed. We can use those 3 men. We'll be hunting seals soon again.
What about the woman?
She's in your cabin if you're interested.
She should be put ashore, even at one of the islands, before we run too far north.
This ship hunts seals, Mr. Van Weyden, not sentiments. You can make the woman shipshape if you want to. There's some things in the trunk in my cabin left behind by an island girl or 2. I take it she's not a lady.
She was too far gone to say very much. From her conversation, I'd say she was a working girl.
Not your class, eh? And she's probably not as cold as the liver of a cod. Give her some of those Japanese things from my cabin. When she's able to be around, she'll dine with us. I'll find out who she is and what.
Murdering dog.
You've sailed with him before, Lewis. Think he'll leave the woman alone?
The worst you can think of. That's what'll happen to her.
He seems completely indifferent to the fact that she is a woman.
For now, while we're seal hunting. But I've seen him, sir. As crazy after women as he is after killing. Girls off the Jap Islands. He's brought them aboard, promising to buy silks and things. Suddenly hoist sail and run out. 2 days later, he puts them ashore on another island. They would have been better off dead. I should kill him, sir. I should.
Get those thoughts out of your mind, Lewis. No man on this ship, hunter or crewman, would side with you. You'll stick with him for the split of the money from the seals.
Aye, that's a fact, sir. And I swore on the name of the Holy Mother that I would never kill him. No matter what.
Are we getting near to Yokohama?
Well, we're at least 5 days away and going in the other direction.
But after the wreck, the men in the boat told me we wouldn't be more than 2 days. When do you think we'll land somewhere?
Well, I would say at least 4 or 5 months, according to how the seal hunting goes.
But I can't stay here. They're expecting me in Tokyo. I signed a contract.
Contract?
Yes, in San Francisco. I'm a dancer, you see, and I was to join a troupe in Tokyo. It was my first chance after dancing school.
No.
Yes, there were 2 other girls. Of course, there was a chaperone for the 3 of us.
The sweetest little Chinese lady.
Yes, how did you know?
There always is. In Tokyo, you would have been transshipped to Shanghai so fast you'd never know how you got there.
But the ad in the paper, it said we were to dance for whatever they call the king in Japan.
How do you like that for dumb ignorance, Van Weyden?
The captain is trying to explain that the ad that you answered in the San Francisco paper was a blind, a trap.
We have saved you from a fate worse than death. And that is a quote direct from Van Weyden's maiden ad.
But we had contracts. And the chaperone was the sweetest.
And the most vicious procuress on the face of the earth.
I guess I just didn't understand, Captain Larsen.
Burbage, I thought I told you to take a bath and get rid of that stinking jacket.
Yes, sir. Right away, sir.
We've got a lady present for meals now. When I come on deck, expect a toss over the side. That'll freshen you up.
No, sir. No, please, Captain. I'll get rheumatism when I get better.
Do 'em good. Provide a little amusement for the men before we hit the seal heads again.
We've got your plans all ready for you. Nice and long. Come on back. Come on.
Major, I've warned you for the last time. You're going to get rid of that Hong Kong aroma now that we've got a lady eating in the cabin.
Try me, sir. I'll do it. I swear I'll have me a bath.
You, get a line.
No, Captain. Please, sir.
Mash it around him.
Let me go. Please, Captain.
Put him over the stern.
Captain, I'll take a bath.
Put him over the
Let me
stern.
go. Let me go.
What are they doing?
He needs it. He probably hasn't had a bath in years.
But they'll drown him, the poor man.
No, it's just for fun. They'll throw him for a few minutes and then bring him in.
Over he goes.
I want them so much. I mean, I bath, Madrid. You bet them bring you nothing will. Rub yourself.
Make it thorough. He's got 30 years dirt on him.
What do you know? He's probably a mile away.
Shark! He'll kill the poor man.
Lost a foot, he did.
Clean as a buzzsaw. You cripple me.
Help him! Help him, somebody!
We need surgery here, Mr. Van Weyden. A tourniquet first.
Cripple me. Like a bringing cover me, you let him chew me full off.
It was an accident, Mugridge.
Help me get him below.
The shark was not in the reckoning, miss.
I see how it has to be done now. Get the towels off, Louis.
Bloody monster. Wolf. Wolf glass.
Hold him, Louis.
Check the ceiling gear, Mr. Van Weyden.
About Miss Carlson, sir.
Aren't you enjoying her companionship? She's probably the first real woman you've ever met.
She's a very fine and innocent girl.
6 months ago, you wouldn't have spit on her. Cheap belly dancer or something.
She was not. She expected a theatrical career. Hadn't been around long enough to know what she was in for.
The chaperone was the sweetest little Chinese lady.
Look, sir, the right thing to do is to signal another ship and put her on it.
You do what's right, Mr. Van Weyden. It pleases me to keep the girl on board.
There's danger from the crew, particularly the hunters.
So long as I'm running this ship, not one of those miserable swabs would dare lay a hand on her.
Why torture her? She's nothing to you.
Torture? I She's traveling like a queen. Meals in a cabin now, you to read to her evenings and look after her immortal soul.
She's a lady. Isn't there any decency in you?
She's just another bit of ferment in an interesting study. Will she devour you or you devour her? Get on forward, Mr. Van Weyden, and look to the gear.
Larsen expects to hit the next seal herd about here, probably by tomorrow.
Then could that be the end of it?
He's taking a lot of sealskins. From what the men say, this is one of Larsen's most successful hunts.
I'll never wear a sealskin coat as long as I live.
My watch.
Please come back.
It'll be late.
I don't care. I go crazy with loneliness, Van. I've read every book you gave me.
I have a couple of books left. Philosophy, poetry.
I don't want books, Van.
Boat puller.
I offered your group an extra $1 a hide to go out. The other two men went.
They were scared into going. I claim the law of the sea. We're wrecked sailors.
The folks a lawyer, eh? Throw him in the boat. He'll row when he comes to.
Larsen says no. He's going to follow the herd all the way to the Bering Sea.
I still see ship lights every night. He could put me off simply by hailing a ship.
It's his whim to keep you here, Chris. Just as it was his whim to Shanghai me and turn the rest of the men into brutes or jellyfish.
It's a wonder they don't kill him.
They share the catch. They prefer money to going to jail for mutiny on the high seas. Chris, if we can just manage to survive, you and I.
That's all we got. You and I.
That's all that matters.
Invite you in for a nightcap?
No, thank you.
Maybe we could find something to talk about.
The only thing I talk to you about is getting off this ship and going home.
Oh, yeah. That's a nice sentimental word. All right, let's discuss that. Nothing to be afraid about. I've been wanting to have a talk with you. Subject of hailing a ship to put you on is as good a one as any. Of course, we'd have to consider Van Weyden going, too.
It would be such a simple thing. We see ships going by all the time. No, thank you, really. I don't drink.
I'd hope to see which would devour the other first, you or Van Weyden. Would you sit down there? Now, let's see, we would have a discussion. What was it about? The morality of the human female under emotional stress.
Please.
Let's see how good a bargainer you are. I've listened to feminine bargains before, right in this cabin.
I don't doubt that, Captain Larsen.
But you have infinitely more to bargain for. Home, freedom. Shall we say, lover? Begin the auction. What will you bid to be put on a passing ship, the both of you? The bid'll have to be high. I'd be losing a valuable mate. In cheap novels, women in your position usually slash their wrists or their throats. You care to do that, my dear? Or would you prefer to dance? Others have danced for me here, nice little island girls who know how to bargain. And they stripped as they danced, bit by bit. Each garment a bid in the auction. Bargain or bid at auction. Where are you? Come open that door! I'm blind. I'm stone blind. If there's any woman in you, help me now. Get me a drink.
Have you lost your senses?
I'm sorry, Mr. Van Weyden. My job's to keep you out of it.
Out of what, mutiny?
In a way, sir. You're taking care of the hunters first. Locking them up in the forecastle. Then they'll talk to you, sir.
Good sounds on the deck. The rats are crawling through my ship, the human rats. With nobody in here but Van Weyden. He hasn't got the guts to kill me. Go to that locker over there. Take out that shotgun. There are shells in there, too. Bring me a couple of them. If you were like some of the women I'd known, you'd load that shotgun and blast me into hell.
I couldn't.
Of course not. You and Van Wayden are alike. Your gun. Let rats take over. Open the door for Van Wayden. And only if he's alone.
We're counting on you to navigate for us, sir. We've locked up the men that we couldn't trust.
What about Larsen? I'm not going along with any more murder.
All right, we'll keep him alive if we can. How about it, men?
Yeah, put him in irons.
I can hear him. He's in the cabin. He's got the woman with him.
What is it? Van Wayden.
He's blind. He's blind.
Who's with you?
Get up on deck, all of you. Did he hurt you, Chris?
No, this blindness struck him. I can't help it, Van, but I feel sorry for him. Isn't there anything we can do to help him?
I'll see when things calm down. Please stay in your cabin.
Mr. Van Wayden, we've kept our word. Larsen's alive.
All right, I'll lay a course for San Francisco.
They'll try him for murder. Johnson, Leach, the maid we had at the start. I'll see him die on the gallows. I'll see him die.
That you?
Mugridge.
Shake like a dog. Use me for a dog of bait, would you?
That would be a knife you dropped, Mugridge.
Aye. I'm going to use it.
What are you doing now?
Standing up to get a ruddy good slash at you.
Interesting. The most miserable bit of vermin of them all has the last say, or is it the last bites?
Blind as a mule in a coal mine. I'm going to butcher you, Wolf Larsen. Inch by inch. A Dutch last. Maybe I ought to get me a foot first.
That's right, Mugridge. Foot for foot.
I was going to take an eye, and then another.
Well, help yourself. They're no use to me. A foot now, that seems far more appropriate.
service. The body shall be cast into the sea.